My name is Hela Amar.
Khaled Hafez.
منى الجمال سيالة.
My name is Mohammed Ali.
صفاء الرواس.
سليم بن شيخ.
شادي الشقاتي.
Very welcome to Moderna Museet Malmö. My name is Joa Ljungberg and I work as exhibition curator here at the museum. And we have just recently opened an exhibition entitled Unhealed, which I have co-curated together with Abir Bukhari, who is sitting next to me here. It is an exhibition that presents 17 artists that in different ways have worked with experiences of the uprisings and revolutions that began in Tunisia in 2010 and that thereafter spread across big parts of the Arab-speaking world. And this is a theme that I have felt that is important to do an exhibition on, because it was an historical chapter that really affected millions of people's lives. And as a consequence, many people who lived in this region today live in Sweden and in Malmö.
When you approached me to do the exhibition, for me it was like a heavy subject to talk about. It's also like not only my country itself, but it's also like the whole Arab region. For me it was also like how I can bring the subject without really, let's say, hurt in a way the people also. To think about the other, to be fair, and also to show something like about the region. And I felt that this is a big responsibility to be also like bringing this subject and talk about other people. In this exhibition, I was trying to think from my own perspective. Of course, you can't really speak about everyone. Everyone will have his opinion. But in a way also, I felt like it's important to talk about something that I experienced since the beginning, the feeling that, you always have this hope that something will change, something new will come. And then sometimes you feel like, no, not this time. You kind of like lost the direction or like something happened. And this kind of like conflict that in a continuation and endless in a way, hope and despair in the same times. I think like the exhibition is speaking a lot about this feeling that, the hope to have like a better life, better future for like the new generation. Also the disappointment sometimes, the despair of, like losing the direction or like feeling that you didn't get the point that you want.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm presenting two works. The first one is Tars, which is an installation with 25 pictures from archive and also pictures I began to taking from the beginning of the uprising in Tunis. And the whole artwork is embroidered with red thread, which addresses actually the issue of memory in Tunisia. And the other work is also an installation. It's called Memory of Fire, and it's made by 3,000 roses made by archive from a very specific newspaper in Tunisia, which collects actually all the laws from the beginning of the independence of Tunisia.
Well, it's called Illustrated History of the Mundane, military-industrial complex. If you translate this to Arabic, it's untranslatable because military-industrial complex is an expression used by President Eisenhower when he was submitting his presidency. He was warning the entire world, he was warning the future president who will take from him that he should be aware of a militarization of the world. In 2009, I was in residency in Charlotte, North Carolina, the McCove residency, and I started only at that time to use military iconography. Media propagated imagery of the sniper, the airplane, the tank, the military hardware, like they say. So one day during an open studio, one of the children, he suddenly says, yeah, I know this is the M1 tank and this is the Sukhoi, that's Russian, and this is the F-22. I was shocked because simply, like, how can a child like that? His father was in the military and the boy was apparently, this is the literature he reads. I was trying to create hieroglyphs based on those, only for aesthetic reasons. You know, at that time, the idea in my mind was that I was trying to create future archaeology. What would happen if 500 years from now somebody excavated our work and then suddenly started to try to understand how those people communicated with each other. So we communicate with each other with war, destruction, you know, like the power, you know, of military hardware. You know, to me, an artwork should be playful, should be engaging, should be, in between brackets, nice. And I'm this type of artist. There are other artists who think a lot about the idea over the craft. I think a lot about the craft, and that moves around an idea. And the playfulness where even children can interact with, it's the super interesting thing. With the work down at Moderna, what I like about is, what I personally like about it is that I'm sure it will attract, you know, school children to ask questions about why those elements left the canvas and moved on the wall. It will talk to them because they're flat graphic, those small figurines, if you want, those small figures, they're just like the comic strips they read, and they're easy to make. And then if you look at it, it's one of those artworks in which kids can sit down and try to imitate the forms, and they will easily make them.
اسم العمل لا للانقسام، مجموعة صور. المشروع هو مجموعة صور لأشخاص تعبر على الإحساس بالانقسام، وتقول أنهم معناتها بالصورة هذه اللي مرسوم خط على وجههم أنهم ضد الانقسام. بدأ المشروع عام 2013 وقت اغتيال الشهيد شكري بالعيد، هو سياسي معارض. وقتها في فيفري 2013 شعرنا بهزة كبيرة، والانقسام في البلاد زادت تغلغل. يعني احنا مع الثورة السياسيين حاولوا يقسمونا، يعني كما يقول بورقيبة les divisions affaiblissent les nations et nous tirent vers la barbarie. جميع أنواع الانقسامات شعرنا بها خاصة بعد الثورة، لكن هي متواصلة. وأنا سعيدة أنه المعرض هذا يوري المشروع هذا بعد 10 سنوات، خاطر عفوا الشعور بالانقسام هذا متواصل وتقريبا معناتها متعمم على العالم فينالمون توا.
I have two works. One is called 366 Days of 2012, and the other one is called Step into Nowhere. For the 366 days of 2012, I made this work in Damascus in 2012. It's 366 drawings. It's from my observation in Damascus. So I made this creatures or heroes. I suppose that if we have heroes for now, how they will look like, affected by the whole war situation and the people life and economical and social effects. For the second work, Step into Nowhere, is the memory of the objects. It's about the people who left their homes and they left their life in this home and their relation with the objects in their home, the daily life objects. All the objects has deep history and deep relation with everyone, so it's a memory. So the work is presenting this kind of the memory of the objects for the people who left their homes.
The work I'm presenting here is named Flags. I started this work in 2011, just as a reaction after what happened in the Arab world. So I decided to work with the flags as a symbol of identity of each country, and then as all my work is about the white color, so it was obviously for me that I will delete all colors from those flags. So there are all the 22 flags of the Arab League countries, embroidered with birds on cotton paper, same size and same color, white color. This work has been shown in first time in Paris, in Institut du Monde Arabe, and for this time I reproduced all the work, engaging other people for the embroidery, especially women, as is a very women practice in our societies. Yes, still have same confused feeling and mixed feelings actually between hope and disappointments. The enthusiasm is not the same, so because I think we lived many or different disappointments. One after another one, and now the situation is like chaotic in some parts of the Arab world, and we feel connected to this, even if we are not living directly the situation, but we are absolutely connected as a human beings, as Arab citizens and as nations. So as an artist, I feel really the need to express this through my art, as I'm witnessing this right now. So at least I can express and share, and I'm very happy to see the few days I'm here, and I'm living this intensively with all other artists from different countries, and we are really sharing all the feelings. And this is it's very strong, intense, but I feel that we are all on the right way as human beings, as artists.
أنا أشارك بالعمل هذا بجزء أعمال Arabian Spider، وهو عمل UV print digital print on vinyl، وعمل ثاني وهو زوز لوحات بالأكريليك. اسم العمل horizontal vertical horizontal. Arabian Spider وهو عمل عملته سنة 2013، وهو كان الفكرة كانت أنه بشتغل بصورة فوتوغرافية لأسواق شائكة. عمل اختمت بها بالفوتوشوب وصنعت بها صورة الباربد واي، صنعت بها أرابيسك. العمل الثاني هو horizontal vertical horizontal، وهو عمل بالأكريليك بسبراي أكريليك، وعملته سنة 2023 بستوكهولم. العمل هذا اللي هو horizontal vertical horizontal بديت العمل نشتغل عليه عام 2013، وكان الشغل باشتغلته يعني بالفوتوغرافيا بس، وكنت أصور حاجتين يعني أشياء في الصور نتاعي. كانوا عندي زوز مواضيع هامة اللي هي خط الأفق والفاغ، يعني فلاش لايتس، يعني بيوت اللي هي المنارات اللي في مداخل الميناءات البحرية. وكنت بشتغل على هذوما زوز المواضيع هذه، لأني كنت في 2013 لما كانت تونس في عاصفة تقريبا، في عاصفة فيه مشاكل سياسية واقتصادية واجتماعية. كنت نرى اللي في تونس كان ما فيش يعني رؤية واضحة، وما فيه يعني المستقبل كان غامض تماما. لذا اخترت أننا نشتغل على خط الأفق اللي هو يرمز المستقبل، الأفق، الوقت الجاي. بس كنت نصوره يعني بلوري، يعني فيه ضبابية كاملة. وكنت نصور كمان المنارات يعني اللي في مدخل الميناءات البحرية، لأنه عندي هنا عام 2013 و14 و15 كان فيه مشكل بتونس، حاجة اللي هي تكون قدوة أو حاجة هيك. يعني المنارة هي اللي تحمي البحار وهي اللي تقود البحار. نحن في 2013-14 كنا فاقدين بتونس يعني قاعد حاجة تقودنا إلى بر الأمان.
The project that was shown in the exhibition called Magnificent Mind, and it is a series of drawings. It was planned to be produced as a book. For me, of course, as an Egyptian, we get great inspiration from papyrus, ancient Egyptian narrative and mythologies that we all, we born in those heritage. And my fascination started in 2000, almost 2001, 2002, to study the structure, how this manuscript's built visually and conceptually, the way it's structured in the form of drawing. How the form of drawing have different layers and levels from the world, describing the whole world from outside, from the frame, and how those frames getting frame and frame and frame until you get into the story from cosmological perspective to a very personal perspective. The conflict, the concept of the conflict is somehow it's either on different societies or in the same society or in the same. So in the drawing you can see that there is a different societies that somehow divided. They create their own stories, their own relationships, their own narrative, their own, let's say, pattern. From far distance you can see how it's very statically beautiful, but from the inside when you go deeper and look harder you can see how it's very ugly and very aggressive, how it's very material based relationship. It's not about love, it's always about anything else but love. So there's always a space that is empty in every page, that it's about the title. So I didn't like to put the title, written title for any of the page, but it is a title for each drawing. I was very, not sure about putting a certain title to make it clearer for the audience. I like to leave it. So somehow it's there, but you can guess or you can think. You need to question. You need to go deep in the level or the structure. Where it take you as a visitor. I have to say that this is a very old exhibition, old project, and it was neglected for more than 10 years. This is the very first time that this drawing was shown for public.